County is one of the 47 counties of Kenya, with its headquarters located approximately 230 kilometers from the city of Nairobi at Meru Town. Meru Town is the biggest in the upper northern region and therefore an epicenter of trade and finance. Its strong financial muscle and base is exemplified with the presence of the Central Bank of Kenya, over 20 reputable banking institutions and shopping malls. It is part of the larger Meru Conservation Area that covers Meru and Kora National Parks, Bisanadi and Mwingi National Reserves. Combined, the Meru Conservation Area is about 4,000 square kilometers. The Nyambene Forest Range is the heart of the Meru National Park. It is a source of several springs and 14 rivers that sustain this habitat. This vast park is one of the very few parks in Kenya that is home to the Big Five: the leopard, the lion, the buffalo, the rhino, and the elephant.
We have been restraining our people from killing the elephants because we do understand their significance, both in terms of environmental protection and culture. People are coming from Europe, people come from China, tourists come from all over the world to come and see African elephants.
The buffaloes will almost always be in the company of the white egret, which has a strong symbiotic relationship with the buffalo herds. The white egret feeds on ticks from the herds, relieving them of the nuisance itch from the parasites. The buffaloes will be found mud bathing in the various mud holes in the park to shield and toughen their skin from parasite bites and the sun. Another favorite mud bather is the elephant. The largest mammal on earth, the elephant, is majestic in its habitat. As easygoing as they look, it is essential to keep your distance, especially if the herd or matriarch is with calf. Meru's reputation as a lion's paradise goes back to the days of Joy and George Adamson. If you want to see the lion or king of the jungle as favoritely known, you have to spare time in the early morning or late evening. The most timid of the Big Five is a leopard. Due to its agility, it will be found resting on tall trees and boulders as it scouts for prey. Crowning Meru National Park's reputation as a secure conservation area is the presence of a rhino sanctuary that shelters both the white and black rhino. Rhinos are classified as endangered species and are therefore accorded extra protection around the clock due to poaching, which has decimated their numbers over the years. Meru Park is one of the few places in Kenya where one can have a glimpse of the rhino in its natural habitat. Apart from the Big Five, the fastest animal on earth, the cheetah, is at home in the expansive national park. It will be found under shades of trees and in thickets as it scouts for prey. Other highlights of the Meru National Park include herds of the endangered gravy zebra, waterbucks, which can be identified by the white stripe on their rear, lesser kudus, and baboons, among others. Occurring in large numbers, impalas and gazelles are among the most prolific breeders, and this aids feeding of the carnivores at the park. The majestic giraffe is a key highlight of the reserve, and they will be seen browsing on the most succulent leaves and berries due to their enviable height. Apart from wildlife, Meru Park's reputation as a bird watcher's paradise is upped, and the cacophony of chirps within the park is a testimony. Over 300 species of birds have been spotted, with some endemic species to this ecosystem. Some of the spotted species include the Africa-pied wagtail, the superb starling, the yellow-necked sparfowl, the Eurasian roller, and the flamboyant ostrich in its majestic stride. To date, Meru National Park remains one of the most virgin ecosystems with its thick, abundant jungle and expanse savanna. This has earned and aptly crowned the park as a complete wilderness. Meru County offers the best way to get to Mount Kenya's Lenana Peak for mountain climbing enthusiasts and visitors who can access the Mount Kenya National Park. Mount Kenya's reputation as a tourist attraction dates back to the 1950s, when the then Princess Elizabeth visited Kenya and left as a queen upon the death of her father, King George VI. More recently, at the Rutundu log cabins in the shoulders of Mount Kenya, Prince William proposed to his fiancée Kate Middleton at these simple but majestic cabins, enveloped by the serenity of the wild and an undulating rich canopy of different plant and flower species. Closer by the cabins is Lake Rutundu, where one can catch trout for dinner or just go for a boat ride. For hikers and lovers of nature, Lake Alice will offer an enchanting experience after a 2-hour walk from the Rutundu cabins. The Rutundu cabins offer an excellent gateway for visitors who cherish serenity and adventure. Another fascinating jewel to the Meru County tourism circuit is the Igombe crater, located on the northeast tip of the Nyambene Ranges at Gashiuru in Igembe North. The bleating of the sheep and sounds of other livestock suddenly fills the air, just as a breathtaking Igombe crater appears in all its grandeur. At the bottom, a small magnificent lake with several colors is just there, a truly magnificent sight, beautiful as ever. At the periphery of the lake, small patches of white spots are seen close together from the top of the crater. A large chunk of the lake is usually greenish in color, but as the evaporation takes its toll, the color of smaller pools within the lake will acquire reddish and yellowish shades. The Igombe crater was recently featured in a photographic display as some of the most beautiful places on Earth in world-renowned Telegraph's travel magazine. This further caps Meru County as a very unique and comprehensive tourism circuit. These cultural practices have aided conservation efforts a great deal, and have seen forests like Nkunga Sacred Forest and Garendare forests remain unencroached because communities appreciate the value of conservation.
We have a very beautiful natural lake called Lake Nkunga, where we have been thinking of establishing a resort. Like we have the Salt Lake in Taita, we can also have an equivalent of a Salt Lake in Nkunga where elephants can converge and people can quickly see them.
Behind me, you will see one of the features that have prevailed for over 200 years, approximately. The tree is called King Mohuru. Mohuru is the Meru name for Meru oak. It has a barrow inside and can accommodate about 20 people comfortably. The circumference is 15 meters approximately. Its length is approximately 200 feet, which, okay, if you change 200 meters, it's about 60 meters on height. The tree was, it is said, or it is allegedly said that it was used by Mau Mau honey gatherers. They used to use it for shelter on rains and something, and sometimes overnight. Honey gatherers, when they are doing their own things, and the Mau Mau.
Lewa Wildlife Conservancy has been successful because of community involvement in conservation. Through conservation efforts, Lewa Conservancy has been able to fund construction of watering troughs for pastoral communities, reducing competition for water between wildlife and livestock. The Meru National Museum at the heart of Meru town also offers an insight into the county's broad spectrum of attractions. It is home to tortoises, turtles, monkeys, and a variety of snakes such as pythons, puff adders. The museum offers guides and talks on the wildlife, bird species, and the cultural practices of the Meru community. Meru's hospitality industry is already taking cue from enormous opportunities, as evidenced from the increased investments in tourism facilities. Location in the Central Highlands on the eastern base of Mount Kenya makes Meru County one of the leading producers of flowers, wheat, tea, and coffee in the vast agricultural estates, making it a prime destination for agrotourism. Over the years, the tea and coffee sectors have continued to be the biggest foreign exchange earners for the country, with Meru County ranked among the best and largest producers of Kenyan tea and coffee. In cognizance of this fact and keen to tap into the lucrative sector, Meru County's revival of the Meru County Coffee Millers Cooperative Union Limited is a clear indicator of this commitment. Introduction of the purple tea in the estate is already yielding fruit, and plans are underway to put up a processing plant for the unique tea, which fetches more cash on the international market. Meru County is recognized as the biggest producer of the now controversial cut or Mira, which has been grown in the larger Nyambene area, Igembe and Tigania for ages. Over the years, Mira business has spanned into a national and international multi-billion-dollar sector. It accounts for a large chunk of jobs in farms during the stages of planting, harvesting, packaging, wholesale and retail, selling, transportation and exportation. Due to its central location for the Upper Eastern, Meru is a center of medical tourism. The county of Meru is continuously expanding, equipping and staffing health centers and hospitals. Kinoru Stadium has been renovated, and Tusker Football Club from the Kenya's Premier League has signed a memorandum of understanding with the county to make the stadium, sitting at the heart of Meru, their home ground.
I want to sincerely thank the national government for supporting us with this stadium, which is going to be one of the most beautiful stadiums in Kenya.
Meru County is undoubtedly poised to reap from the tourism sector while reinforcing Kenya's reputation as a world-class tourism hub. Welcome to Meru County, the home of breathtaking panoramic views of the majestic Mount Kenya, the imposing Nyambene Ranges with its exhilarating escarpment views, magical waterfalls, the revitalizing Igombe crater, and the pristine Meru National Park, renowned as the complete wilderness.